Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about a story from the EVE Online universe, the Guiding Hand Social Club Heist. This is a story of how a group of players managed to pull off one of the biggest heists in gaming history in a well-coordinated attack that took over a year to plan and made off with around $16.5 thousand worth of in-game currency. But really it's a story about trust, greed, lies and deceit. So sit back, grab some popcorn and let's dive in. EVE Online is a space-based MMORPG sandbox filled with spaceships, trading, mining, politics and piracy. It is a sandbox in its purest sense, where everything is player-driven, although AI-controlled enemies have been added later, but that was not the case when this story played out. It all started in 2004 in the major corporation Ubiqua Seraph. A corporation is sort of like a guild or clan where people can pull their strength together to perform coordinated trading and offer help to each other. The corporation was led by a character called Muriel, a powerful player in EVE Online. At around 2004 is when the player Arenis Semdal joined the corporation alongside a couple of other people. While the corporation flourished and continued to grow, so did Arenis, who quickly rose in rank and ended up being Muriel's second-hand man. He would accompany her on various excursions and be the guiding hand that she so clearly needed, and in 2004, all was good for the massive corporation of Ubiqua Seraph. At around 5 in the morning, sometime in 2005, Muriel, the CEO of Ubiqua Seraph, arrived at a Stargate with a trusted companion, her lieutenant Arenis Semdal. Little did they know that only one of them would make it out alive. A fate sealed more than a year ago, which would finally come to fruition after some meticulous scheming. At the same time that this was happening, offices, storage units and hangars, all belonging to Ubiqua Seraph, were raided during a coordinated attack. Everything of value was taken by the attackers and the corporation could do nothing about it. Back at the Stargate, Muriel and Arenis had finally arrived to the destination, but Muriel encountered a well-known operative of the Guiding Hand Social Club, a notorious corporation known for corporate espionage and piracy, and it was at this moment she realized that something was wrong. As she turned to her trusted lieutenant Arenis, she noticed that they were acting strange. In fact, they had been for a while now, and less than an hour later, it was over. All of it. Muriel's ship was nuked to hell, and a frozen corpse now lay in the cargo bay of a Guiding Hand Social Club spaceship, as proof requested by the client who had ordered the entire thing. The Guiding Hand initially required 1 billion ISK for the job, but eventually ended up inflicting financial damages for up to 30 billion ISKs. As the Guiding Hand CEO said upon execution, they found themselves staring at Fort Knox with the key in their hands. So what happened that fateful day goes way back to the day in 2004 when Arenis joined the Ubiqua Seraph. For more than a year, agents of the Guiding Hand Social Club, a corporation known for being deceitful, murderers for hire, and overthrowers of governments, had infiltrated Ubiqua Seraph. The coordinated attack was meticulously planned and required Guiding Hand agents to place operatives in every single level of Ubiqua Seraph's organization. There were a handful in the board of directors, and they even held enough power to vote out the CEO's wishes should they have wanted to, but they didn't. Instead, Arenis, the CEO's right-hand man, convinced her to fly out her incredibly valuable ship Navy Apocalypse into the space to show the strength of Ubiqua Seraph. Arenis Semdal, a higher-up in the Guiding Hand Social Club, then took to unload havoc onto the CEO's ship with several Guiding Hand operatives who were waiting close by. Despite being one of the most powerful ships in the game, the Navy Apocalypse couldn't withstand the constant barrage of missiles and soon fell to the treacherous group. They then continued to pod the CEO, which is a phrase used when you destroy the victim's escape pod. This is an especially evil move as the victim is essentially helpless, and by destroying it, you make sure they lose all of their player skill progress they've worked so hard to gain, so they basically have to start from square one. Arenis and his gang of bloodthirsty raiders came out victorious, and Muriel lost everything. Evidently, the Guiding Hand Social Club got away with the elaborate heist, but it wasn't without a public outcry from the player base. Since EVE Online is more or less self-driven, reputation is everything. A lot of players despise their actions, claiming they robbed not only the CEO but the entire fleet of pilots in the corporation. Rumors were going around that Muriel had engaged in scams beforehand, which is why the hit order was placed on her in the first place. But hundreds of innocent players were hit in the fallout of the entire debacle. Now we can all sit and think that it's just a game, there's no need to be so serious, but for EVE Online players, the time and dedication they put into it, this is more than just a game for them. I don't really have much more to say. I hope that you enjoy this very different video from what I usually do. It's a real story from within the game of EVE Online, and let me know what you thought in the comments and consider leaving a like or subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.